I've been getting a lot of comments on a couple of things lately. So in this video, I'm gonna do a bit of a rant and address those things. I'm probably gonna offend a lot of you watching. However, it's important for me sometimes to address certain things so that you can see where I'm coming from. Before I get into the video, I'm not a doctor. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Everything that I show on my channel is what I do, my own personal experiences, and what works for me. So never copy what I do. The first thing that I want to address is I recently put out a video sharing my favorite high protein snacks from Walmart. One of the snacks were Quest chips. I love them. I show them on the channel all the time. I'm getting a lot of comments from people saying they're really expensive. I got you on expensive. I live in Ontario, Canada. It's one of the most expensive places to live, and our food prices are absolutely ridiculous right now. There are lots of people living where we live that are struggling to afford food because of how expensive it is. I understand what expensive is. However, $3 or $4 for a bag of Quest chips for me means something different. One, Kyle and I only buy the Quest chips typically when they're on sale, and Walmart puts them on sale a lot. Or we go to Costco when they sell them in bulk in the big boxes, and we buy them there. And Costco brings those boxes frequently, so you save a lot of money if you buy in bulk at Costco. And when Walmart puts them on sale, they're really good prices. But $3 or $4 for a bag of Quest chips, and for Kyle and I to buy several bags so that we can have them for a snack during the week, is nothing when I compare them to where I came from. I was a serious emotional eater. I spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on feeding my emotional eating by buying bags and bags of chips, snack foods, going out to eat, fast food, you name it. I spent a lot of money a month doing that. So when I look now on buying a few bags of Quest chips, one, they are full of protein, so they keep me really full. Two, they satisfy my chip cravings so that I don't feel the need to eat through bags and bags of family-sized chips like I used to. That means a lot more to me than spending a few dollars on a few bags of Quest chips. And if I were to look at how much I spent before buying all those things as compared to what I spend now, I was probably buying and spending triple the amount that I do now on food, especially on snack foods like chips. And what I want to ask anybody out there that is complaining about the cost of the Quest chips, if you're an emotional eater, are you even looking at that? Have you complained about how much you're spending on your emotional eating, buying all the things that you're buying? Or are you just looking at the Quest chips and complaining about those? Because that's not being fair. You need to be then non-biased and look at both parts. Is what you're doing in your emotional eating part really expensive too? Then what I say about that is, I understand that that's avoiding, because I did that. What I did when I was an emotional eater, I would look at, oh, those Quest chips, they're way too expensive. I can't eat healthy, that's too expensive. I may as well just keep doing what I'm doing. And I would then, look at other things like, oh, buying more fruit, that's way too expensive. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And then never look at how much I was spending for my emotional eating, because I wanted to avoid the emotional eating. I wanted everything else to be the problem. Oh, the Quest chips are too expensive, so I can't lose weight. They're too expensive. But however, I was avoiding the elephant in the room. One, the emotional eating that was causing me to gain so much weight. It was causing me a lot of health problems, which I'll address in another minute. And two, I was spending way, way more than I would have by just buying a couple of bags of Quest chips. So if you are complaining about the price of chips, the Quest chips, you're right, they are expensive for a bag of protein chips. However, are they really, when you look at what you're spending on all the food that you're eating now, all the snack foods if you're an emotional eater. How much are you spending on going out to eat, on buying snack foods, treats, ice cream, whatever it is that you buy when you're emotional eating, and you compare it to some Quest chips? Can you really then talk about the chips being expensive if you're not complaining about the other part of how much you're spending in that area? And that is all I want to say about that. The second thing that I want to talk about is the number of comments that we get, Kyle and I, on how much processed foods we eat. Let me bring you back to where I was. When I started my weight loss journey, I was 275 pounds. I was morbidly obese. I needed a CPAP machine to help me breathe in my sleep because I went untreated with sleep apnea until I realized what it was, and I was stopping breathing 7 times a night. My brain was shutting down. I was stopping breathing. I was partially stopping breathing 84 times a night on top of the 7 that I was stopping completely. That was my weight that caused that problem. My weight was causing me so many problems that it was my weight that was making me unhealthy. Not the food that I was eating, it was my weight that was causing all those issues. On top of the sleep apnea, I had back, knee, all kinds of hip, joint problems because of my weight. And on top of that, I had plantar fasciitis so bad in my left foot, I could barely walk. I was literally hobbling around on one foot. All of that was caused by my weight. Like I said before, I'm not a doctor, so don't listen to me, but this is my own personal experience. I had 2 decisions to make. I focus on worrying about eating healthy, which health and weight loss are 2 separate things, and Kyle and I have talked about that in multiple videos. I'm not gonna go into that here. I'm gonna just address the processed food part. I could stay where I was worrying about, oh, I need to eat healthy. Oh, I should start my diet Monday. I need to lose weight. Oh, I'll eat chicken and broccoli and rice and I'll stick to it for a couple of weeks and then I'm gonna hate it and I'm not gonna stick to it and I'm just gonna keep ending back up where I'm at. Or I could make the decision to go, no, my life is depending on this. I need to make the decision right now. Do I choose this choice, which is let's get the weight off right now in a way that I can get it off and sustain the weight from being off when I get it off? How do I do that? How I did that is I had a bunch of food in my house already. It was stuff I really liked. So I started portioning it out to help me eat less so that I could get into a calorie deficit. And I started moving my body with walking. 15 minutes every day was the best I could do at my weight. And with all of my health issues and physical problems because of the weight. And that, because I had so much weight to lose and I was actually able to stick to it and be consistent with it, is what helped me get the weight off. It was eating foods that I liked and just eating less of them. Not worrying about, oh, is someone gonna judge me for this? Oh, I better not eat this because it's processed. It was, I actually ate a balance. Yes, I eat processed food. I eat processed food every day. But what a lot of people most people never comment on this part. They only focus on the fact that I eat processed food. They never say that I also eat free-run eggs every day. I eat egg whites. I eat cucumbers. I eat carrots every day. I eat lean protein all the time. I eat plain fat-free Greek yogurt that's organic from Costco. A lot of the stuff that Kyle and I buy from Costco is organic. No one ever comments on that stuff. They only point out that I eat kids cereal and chocolate chips and the processed food. They never say, hey, but you also eat a balance of foods on top of that. And that is how I lost the weight. Processed food that I already had, and a balance of also fruit, veg, healthy carbs, and healthy lean protein that nobody wants to focus on. They just want to focus on the processed stuff. I was able to get the weight off like that. I needed to get it off. If I didn't do it in the way that I did, I wouldn't be here, because that's how morbidly obese I was. And now how I keep the weight off is by liking what I eat. If I don't like it, if I don't eat some Quest chips, if I don't eat Cheerios and chocolate chips on my balance of foods, my 4 cups of fruit a day that I eat, my probably 2 or 3 cups of veggies that I eat every day that nobody talks about, if I don't pair that stuff with processed foods that I really enjoy, like kids cereal, I won't stick to it. I've lost 130 pounds and I've kept it off for 11 years. And it's because I eat some processed food. It's because I like what I eat. I also eat a balance of other foods. But if I gave up my chocolate chips and my cereal and my chocolate syrup, I wouldn't want to stick to it. I'd end up right back where I was before. So where I'm going with this video is, before you start judging people that you see on the internet and you only see what you want to see, you don't see the whole picture, you need to understand that decisions have to be made. And if you're somebody who needs to lose weight, you're in my position where I had no choice. It was start losing weight or I might not be here. That was my choices. If you're where I was, you might need to make some decisions. And if you do that, obviously, I'm gonna keep saying this, don't listen to me, I'm not a doctor, but if you need to lose the weight, you gotta figure out a way to do it in a way that you can sustain it. And you've gotta drop the judgment of what other people are thinking of you or what they're gonna say, because guess what? I was judged when I was overweight for what I ate, and I'm judged now when I'm a normal weight after losing a lot of weight. I'm judged for what I eat now. I'm actually probably judged more now for what I eat than I was when I was overweight. So you've got to throw that out the window, the judgment from other people, and you've got to look at how can I have a balance of foods that I enjoy with a balance of foods that are nutrient dense so that I can stay, healthy, however, whatever that is for you, because I think health is relative to the person. That's my opinion. Whatever that means to you, you need to do it for you and do something that is going to help you sustain your weight loss and do it in a way that obviously is going to keep you healthy. Getting my weight off was the healthiest thing I ever did. And that is why, and this might not happen to anyone else, but when I lost my weight, I don't get bothered by plantar fasciitis anymore. I don't have hip, knee, back issues anymore. I also no longer need a sleep apnea machine. I was medically cleared. I went and got a sleep study again, and the doctor said I no longer need a CPAP machine because I lost the weight. That is just my experience. That might not happen to anyone else, but losing the weight is what got me healthy. That was the healthiest thing I ever did. So when people talk about the processed foods, it doesn't bother me, but sometimes I feel like I need to call people out or say like, you don't understand the whole picture. You don't know where I came from. That saved my life doing that. And it saves me every day, helping me keep the weight off. And I'm not gonna stop because that is literally my lifeline. Let's bring it back to the cost, like the complaining of the cost of the Quest chips. When I was morbidly obese, my legs were so big that my thighs were rubbing together constantly, making holes in my pants and my jeans all the time. I was having to buy new jeans every week. And if I couldn't buy new jeans, I would have to sew the holes every couple of days. The amount of money I was spending, and I had to buy plus size jeans, which are way more expensive than regular jeans, that was a lot of money. Then I had to buy plus size bras. I had to buy like triple D bras. Those were really expensive. This was years and years ago. It was costing me $100 a bra. And now I can buy clothes really affordable. I can get anything for a really good deal because I can fit in regular sizes. When I had to buy plus size clothes, it was like $100 for a pair of pants, and that was before inflation. Imagine if I was morbidly obese now, living in Ontario, Canada, where it's super, super expensive here. I'd probably have to pay like $200 or more for one shirt and one pair of pants if I were plus size. So that's another thing. I spend way less money on food and clothing now eating the way that I eat because I eat the way I do. And I do eat a balanced diet. I don't feel that I need to prove that to people, which is why I don't really address this all the time, but sometimes the comments get a lot and I feel like I need to show you the whole picture because a lot of people just see what they want to see and they don't look at everything. So do what you need to do. Kyle and I always say decisions have to be made. You have to make the decisions for yourself that will fight for yourself. No one is going to fight for you. No one was going to lose the weight for Kyle and I. We had to do it for ourselves. And if you have to fight for yourself and do it for yourself, you got to do it in a way that you can do it. This is a way that Kyle and I can do it. And we've been doing it for 13 years because it took us 2 years to lose the weight and we've kept it off for 11 years. So it works for us. You got to do what works for you. If you want to support the channel and you think you can handle more of this thingy and cute sassy, we have channel memberships. So if you want to click the join button, you can become a member of the Cute Heart Club and you'll get a variety of really cool exclusive videos, plus some really baller custom emojis. And if you want to know exactly what I ate and did to lose my weight and keep it off, I have 4 weight loss ebooks. You can buy them separately and use code Nicole to save yourself 10% off, or you can buy all 4 in my everything bundle for a cheaper price, then use code Nicole to save yourself 10% off the already cheaper price for a double savings. The link's down below if you want to check that out. And if you want a really super quick and easy, tasty, high protein snack, these are my go-to. These make great snacks, great desserts. Kyle and I love these. They're HTLT Subs Seco bars. This is the cinnamon roll flavor. We heat them in the microwave for 10 to 15 seconds and they literally taste like a warm cinnamon bun, and then we eat them with a knife and fork so that it tastes more like a dessert. Code Nicole will save you 15% off and the link is down below. We love you guys. We had to do what we had to do to get where we are, and you're gonna have to make your own decisions to do what will work for you to help you sustain your weight loss as long as you want for the rest of your life. So, love you. Peace. Catch you in the next one, buds. Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it. Don't